So we use validation rules to validate the data what user is entering. For suppose when you are trying to sign up for a Facebook account, you can see the basic validations to enter the proper email address. If you're not entering email address, it shows error on the screen. You can't sign up without your email address, or you can't even take your account without your last name or first name. It's required. Okay, these are called validations. For suppose if you are trying to give some string value, then email value, obviously it throws some exception on the screen because it generally accepts email addresses on the email field, right? This is also called as validation rule. Okay, so this is called validations. Okay, generally you do these validations on the client side with JavaScript when you're developing some web programs or web pages. Okay, you do that completely on front end with JavaScript. In Salesforce, it's really easy to do validations with a single button click. You can do validations on lot of fields. Okay, for suppose on text field, I can I'll do that. Okay, I'll create a text field and I can show you how to create validation rules. I'll go to schema builder. You know, this tool is useful to create fields, objects, the relationships very quickly. This is called data model. All these parts comes into data modeling. Means whenever you're creating an object or field, you're creating a backend database object. It stores some data. Okay, that comes into data model. Okay, suppose I opened a count for suppose employee object. Okay, this is employee object. There is employee ID. I want to add a name for that. So for suppose employee ID is a string value. I'm dragging and dropping a text value, which is a string. It even accepts characters and even numbers also. I'm dragging and dropping text value. This is employee ID. Okay, it's created. Okay, and the length is 20 digit value. It's the maximum length. And here the default value I don't want to keep anything. But if you see the down, there are three check boxes: required, unique, and external ID. What is required? If I check this, means at the foundation level, while I'm creating a field, I'm making this field required. I can also make this field required at the page layout level also, but that only applied only to the people who are assigned to that page layout, to all the profiles who are assigned to the page layout. Okay, that's fine. Keep that away. That's also one type of validations. But here, when you are checking this, you are making this field required. Without this data, you cannot enter the employee record into the system. And same way, when you check this option, second option, for suppose when you are signing up with Facebook, if you are using the same email address, what it will say, this email address has already have some account with Facebook. If that email address is already available in the Facebook system, it says, hey, with this email address we already have some different account. That's the error you can show. But when I check this checkbox, you're making that unique. You can't duplicate some value. For suppose I can't use the same email address to sign up a new account from Facebook because it only accepts the unique values. If you are giving unique email address only, it's allowing you to create the Facebook account from your system. Yeah. And again, if you see when I check the checkbox, there's two options I have seen here. Do you want me to treat capital ABC as small abc? Yes. Most of the times, um, case insensitive is fine, because if you make case sensitive, if you are giving employee ID as EMP in capital letters and 001 is one employee ID. If you are giving one more employee ID with small EMP 001, okay, it will consider as unique, different account, different employee IDs. So generally, it's some people doesn't consider as different employee IDs. If that is the case, the default value I can use as treat ABC and ABC are duplicate values. That's fine. It's better to go with this because most people will confuse if I'm making this as, if I select this, because if you are simply updating at least one character in that, if you make as capital letter, it's obviously a unique value, it becomes unique value. Okay, you know what is case sensitive. You can use email address in capital letters or small letters, it considered as same and it will consider as duplicates. I want to use the second value. And what is external ID? When you are trying to integrate your system with other third party systems, there might be some IDs in that system also, some unique ID. Like Salesforce have some unique ID, that is 18 digit ID or 15 digit ID. You can have both IDs in Salesforce. Okay, most developers will access 18 digit ID. This 18 digit ID is unique. If you are trying to store the Salesforce data in other systems, you're going to store the data in external ID field in other system. But when you're trying to store the other systems data in Salesforce, it's better recommended to store that ID in an external ID field. When you are making this external ID field, it automatically makes that unique and also required value. Okay, and you are going to get that unique values from the external system. When you want to keep the leads in Salesforce and Siebel in sync, Siebel is the old CRM, Salesforce is the new CRM. Out of 100, out of 10,000 employees, 7,000 employees are using Salesforce now, 30,000 employees are using CRM, still using CRM. Still, you want to keep both the systems data in sync. In that case, you are going to use the external ID fields. You will generally store the ID of the other system in this ID to keep the data in sync. When you are syncing, you have to make what data is what. Okay, that relationship you maintain here with this external ID. Okay, I'm not creating the data here. I'm removing it. Now I'll go to the account object. I'll show you some of the basic examples. What validations? So the basic validations like required, uniqueness, you can check with a simple checkbox. Okay, but if you want to do validations on two fields, for suppose if a if account number should not be null and also 7 digit only, you can't make a particular field only 7 digit only or 6 digit only like that. Okay, if you want to do that, you can use validation rules. How to do that? I'm going to account, I'm clicking on new account, I'm click on big account, and I will click on, I'm simply entering the account name. See, first of all, when you're creating the data in the system, first of all, check all the red color symbols. Account name is required, number field is required, serial number and these fields are required. Means this is the validations you have entered. By default, when you are creating an object, the default field is a required field. That is, account name is a string value that's required. That's the default value in each and every object. For suppose if you are not using a name field and if you are using auto number field, it's not a required. It automatically generates a new value based on the existing records in the system. If there are 10,000 records, it will create 10,001th record with 10,001 ID. Okay. Let's say I'm using Pegasus and I'm using some number here. So I have to use only number because it's a required field. Without that, I will show some error on the page. Check that. Click on save. See, you must enter a value here. I know that. Entered. I have one more error here. Serial number. SLA serial number. SLA represents for service level agreement for this particular account. Okay, and the date, the expiry of service level agreement is this, and I'm clicking on save now. Now if you see, all the required fields are filled up by me. See, all the red color symbols are filled up. Now I click on save. Still I can see some more errors from the validation rules. Click on save. What is the error? See, the top error invalid data is the default name, and review all error messages below to correct your data. This is the default. This message is a default term from here to here. This is the custom message what it's displaying here. Please enter the phone number at the top. Means please enter the phone number is the actual error. I intentionally gave a top level at field level like that. Okay, don't worry about that. Please enter the phone number. Okay, I'm entering the phone number like this. This is done with a validation rule. I'll explain that immediately. How I have written some code for that. Validation rules will generally use a formula field, formula values. Okay, you generally use formulas. Formulas is like a simple logical code you generally write in terms of simple lines. I'll show that. You open in a new tab, go to customize, expand it. Yes, account object is a standard object. I can directly expand customize, and I can expand accounts, and I can click on validation rules. So each and every object contains a lot of options to configure. Till now I have explained only the fields. Okay, now I'm explaining about validation rules. Okay, click on this. Now there are validation rules here, three validation rules. When I click on the last validation rule, the phone number field is required. This is the validation rule which is firing now. Click on this. See, phone number should be text value. That's fine. I will click on edit to show you. Oh, okay. See, this validation is not coming from the validation rule. This is coming from the program, from the trigger. So that is the complex way of writing a validation rule. For suppose there are three levels. One is the basic level. You can check the required uniqueness or a unique actional ID field. That's a very simple thing. The second level is writing validation rules. The third level is writing program, apex trigger. Before insert trigger, I'll show that option to you. If I expand triggers, I can see the triggers. Now I can show you. This is another trigger. Yeah, here is the phone number. So here is the code which I have written for that. I will explain this completely in the coming classes. Okay, that's it. I'm adding the error. Please enter the phone number at the field level while acc.name. If I'm directly giving acc, it's showing at the top level. That's fine. I'll explain this code later. So this validation rule, this error is not coming from the validation rule. Now I am clicking on save. Now this will be gone. I will explain this in the development classes. Now please insert fax number. This is also not coming from the validation rule. What I am doing is, if a phone field is selected, I must enter a fax field also. I'll show that to you. Yeah, that validation rule also is now is coming from the apex trigger. That's the third level to write the validations. Let's say I'm giving some fax number also, that's fine. Now I will show you the things what coming from the validation rule. Clicking on save. See, review all the error messages below to correct your data. Account number is not numeric, you must enter a 7-digit numeric value. I have to enter the numeric value here. See, one thing you have to remember, account number validation rule is here. Click on edit. Account number is the validation rule name, and if you see here, the error location is only the top of the page. If I want to see this error at the field level, I can select the field and I have to select the appropriate field where I have to show the error. Currently, I am trying to validate the account number field. That is the reason I have to select account number here. And I will click on save. Now click on the account and I click on save now. See, earlier I am seeing the same message on the top level. Now you can see the same message at the field level. You have option to control the error message location also. It's really a good practice to print the message at the field level because you are knowing which field is having problem. Okay, it's better, and I can directly scroll down and I can fix this issue. See what it's saying, account number is not numeric, you entered a wrong value, it's not numeric, you must enter a 7-digit number only. I'm saying that. For suppose I'm trying to enter QWERT 7-digit value but string value. I'm clicking on save. Still showing some error because it's not numeric. Got it? And I want to enter number values 1 2 3 4 5. Click on save. Still I will get some error because your company decided to give 7-digit account number to all the accounts or customers or clients, but you are not entering that value, you are entering only 5-digit value, which is not, which your system won't allow. Okay, for suppose if I'm entering 10 digit value, click on save, it won't allow. If I'm entering 7-digit value, this is 7-digit, right? Exactly. If I click on save, it saves properly. See, it's saving, the record is saved, and I can access that record. Pegasus, the data is in my system. So why we use validation rules? For suppose if you want to track important data, if you want to get important data from your customer and the right data, you have to use validation rules. How to take the important data by making that required, how to get the proper data by making some length of the fields, and also by using whether it's a string value or number value like that. So if your company rule says that that all the account numbers should be 7-digit value and it should be a number digit, it should be a number value, that's a validation rule which is helping me in that scenario. So with this validation rule, your employees will not enter bad data on the account number. On the phone number, they will enter the data for sure. They will enter their fax number also. They will enter number value. They will also enter SLA number also properly without forgetting. Okay, without that they are not going to save the record. Okay, right. Let's explain the code of that validation rule which I'm on the account number. I am clicking on edit. When you are creating the validation rule, there is a simple formula you have to write here. So again, you have to really good at logic, the logic gates of R and, okay, and the combined thing also. What is that? Okay, first of all, if you are sending two inputs, two logics to R, if both the results are true, if any one of the result is true, this OR loop will give the result as true. Generally, all the validation rule formulas will finally give a single value, true or false, boolean value it will result. If it is true, the rule will be fired and the error message will be thrown on the page like this. If it is false, the rule will not be fired and the error message will not be shown at all. If the rule is true, see, currently I will take a spreadsheet. I will explain this scenario only, and later I do have some examples for that. That's fine. Okay. So this is a first logic. It depends on the requirement. So if my validation is complex, I have to put more and more formula fields. Okay. But current account number will generally check the account number is a number value. If it is string value, text value, it will throw some exception. And it also checks the length of the echo number also. It's 7. See, so I will explain about the OR logic first of all. OR, if you are passing true and true, the result will be true. This is I1, input 1, input 2, result. Okay, I can make this font bigger. Okay, and similarly, if I'm because I can pass four type of results, four type of inputs. Okay, first input type of input is true and true. Next type of input is true and false. The other type of input is false and true. The final type of input is false and false. Both the inputs are false. These are the only four possible ways you can pass data. If it's 2 power 2, okay, 4. If there are 3 inputs, 2 power 3, 8 type of ways you can send that. Okay, the result is true here. The result, sorry, I have to use capital letters to better understanding. Okay, true, true, and false. If both the inputs are false, then I will get the false result in the OR loop. The same scenario, if I take this for AND loop, the results will be different. Okay, I'll explain that. It will become false. This will also become false, and let's make convert this into AND. Okay, if both the scenarios are true, both inputs are true, then the result will be true. If any one of the result is false, it will become false. So I can say any one of the condition is true. Any one of the condition is true, it will result equal to true. At least one. Okay, all must be true. All conditions must be true to get the result is true. Okay, you got it. For suppose if you are passing, if there are three inputs, if you are passing true, true, and false, the result will be false because there is at least one false. None loop. This is three inputs, one result. That is false. For suppose in the OR condition, false, false, and true, the result will be still true because at least one true is available. So that at least one is, if one is true, one true is also available, it will be, the result will be true. In the current scenario, I am trying to show, I am trying to give the total result of this equal to true to print this error message. Means I have to create the error formula. So all the possible ways, I'll show that to you. For suppose I am trying to send four type of results. For suppose the first value is number value. First of all, I'm entering. I will remove this. Okay, I will remove the 3-digit value stuff. Now I'm entering the input as I'm entering a number field, that is 7. Sorry, I'm entering a number field of 5 digit. Now what happens? This is the input I am passing. What happens with this? The input, the logic 1. See, I can consider it a logic 1, logic 2 also, but I gave it I1, I2. That's fine. First of all, I'm passing this 1 2 3 4 1 2. What is this? Not of. First of all, there are a lot of functions in formulas. I'll talk about that. These are all functions. Is number is also a function. See, is number, is null, is new, is changed, is pick list value. Currently, I'm using is number field. These are all functions. You can go help on this function to check all the function advantages and how to use them. Later on, let's come to this Excel sheet. I'm passing 1 1 2 3 1 2. It's a number value. You know that. Tell me what is I1 here and I2. This is I1. This is I2. Okay. If I'm passing number field, is number of number field, what is the result of it? When you are passing a number value to is number, it will result true. Okay. So what is I1? Again, there is a not of true. This is a number value. I know that. Is number of 1 2 3 1 2 is true. And as I kept not, it will become false. Am I right? If I am passing 1 2 3 1 2 to this logic, what happens? This is resulting false. Why is it resulting false? The not will reverse the result. Is number of account number will return true only, but the not is returning as false. Let's pass the same thing to the second logic. 1 2 3 1 2. I am passing to this. Length of account number is a function to check the length. Length of account number is 5, right? 5. The symbol what you are seeing here, less than greater than symbol, is not equal to. So equal to symbol is this. Not equal to symbol, sorry, not equal to symbol is this. Less than symbol is this. Less than equal to symbol is less than equal to, greater than equal to, not equal to, not equal to, you see, like this. Okay. Okay, here is not equal to 5, not equal to 7. What is that? It's false. Sorry guys. Okay. My bad. It will become false. Sorry. 5 not equal to 7 is true. I'm really sorry. Length of account number is 5 right here. Length of means 5 not equal to 7. It's become true. Okay. Now what will happen if I'm passing false and true to R loop? What will be result? It's true. Okay. Give that. I said you, if the result of the total logic is true, means I'm going to fire the validation rule. I got it. Okay. Now the second input is, this is the first input. Second input is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. A 8 digit value. Is number, it will become false. See, is number of echo number is true. Not of that is false. I got it. And after that, length of account number is 8. 8 not equal to 7. It will become true. The result will be true. Okay. And now I am trying to enter some string values. 7 digit string value. Okay. 7 digit. Is number of ERUYUII become false, right? False, yes. False, not of false is true. Okay, because it's not a number field. That's the reason it's written false. Not of false is true. And I'm passing this string value to this length of account number. Even though it's a string value, the length will be 7. Okay, 7 not equal to 7. It will become false. Am I correct? The length of account number is 7. 7 not equal to 7. It's false. Still, the result is true. Why is that? At least one true is there. Even though if you are passing this value or this value to this account number, it will show the error on the page because the result is becoming true. The formula what you are writing on the validation rule is the error condition. Okay, and now I am putting one more new value, 4-digit string. This will become obviously true because it's a string. Is number of string is false, not of it is true. Got it? And length of account number not equal to 7. So length of WEEQ is 4. 4 not equal to 7 is true. Obviously this is also true. Now also the rule will be fired. And now I am trying to enter 7-digit number, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. 7-digit number. So can you tell me what is the result here? Is number of 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 is a number, it's true. True of sorry, not of true is false. And later on, length of account number is, what is that? 7-digit. 7 not equal to 7, it's true. Sorry, 7 not equal to 7 is false. It's a really false criteria. 7 is equal to 7. 7 not equal to 7 is false. Okay, this is the only condition you are showing the result is false. If you are passing any number which is 7-digit, can be 99999 also, it's 7-digit value. Any value of 7-digit number, it accepts. Account number will accept that. Any other value less than 7-digit account number, 7-digit number, or greater than 7-digit number, or 7-digit string also, it won't accept it. That is the reason in all these conditions your rule will be fired. Your validation rule will be fired and it will show some error message on the screen. Only in this scenario it will not be fired. How I have to decide what loop you have to use or what logic you have to use? So you know you are going to control the length, means you have to use the length function in the formula field, and also you have to check whether it's a number field or not. You have to use the isNumber function in the validation rule, and later on you have to decide which is helping you to show the all the error conditions properly, and I have to decide the logic or unlogic. In some scenarios I might be unlogic will be helpful, in some scenarios our logic will be helpful, but in this scenario our logic is helping me. That is the reason I am using OR. So before developing the validation rules you have to prepare some plan, means you have to write all the logics possible ways in a spreadsheet like that, and you have to build it, and you have to test a lot with all the possible conditions, because you might miss some of the points. Some people will confuse, they think the formula field what they are writing is for success condition. It's not, it's the error condition. You have to write the formula field such that it will fire the error condition. Only the error data will be fired. All the correct data, which is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, will be saved properly into the system. Means in that time your condition should result false, the formula should result false at all. You have to clearly spend a lot of time and you have to build this validation rules. It's not that simple. You have to spend a lot. You have to use all the logics, and you have to keep that simple also. Don't make it complex. Keep it really simple with the simple functions. And there is a limit on the form validation rules also. On the formula what you are going to write, it is up to 4000 characters. If you are exceeding that, you can't write a validation rule. You can do one thing, you can do some split. Okay, if you're writing some complex validation rules, if that is possible to split the validation rules into two parts, I can write two validation rules up to 4000 characters, and I can handle it. Sometimes if that cannot be done, you have to implement that scenario with your apex triggers. That's the another complex way to write advanced validation rules. You have to use apex programming for that. Okay, if a requirement is possible with validation rules, yes, you have to do that. If not, only you have to pick the apex triggers part. Okay, and see, and first on once you have written the validation rule, you can click on check syntax to check the syntax is correct or not, because there is a syntax for this also. If you made any mistake in terms of not using proper brackets, it shows some errors here. And again, and the message what you want to show on the screen, you can define it here. You can modify it also. I am modifying currently. I am just give only simple string. Okay, this value will be shown now onwards. And again, error location also you can decide whether the top of the page. It's not recommended when you are trying to show the field errors. Click on field and select the field on what you are going to validate. As I'm currently validating on account number field, I selected the account number and I clicked on save. That will work now. Go here, click on edit, click on save. Now we made 6 digit value. Yes, you got the error directly here. Same error. It works now. It works, yes. And I will explain more validation rule, and after that I will share you the validation rule examples on most of the important objects, okay, which will help you. You can try that same examples on your own by creating, first of all, on your try on your own. First see the requirement, try on your own. If not, come back to example and look into that. Account revenue should be greater than 0. Click on edit to see that example. See, I gave a very simple example here. Account revenue greater than 0. I gave a simple logic. Account revenue greater than 0. If any one of the condition is true, this will be fired. See, if account revenue less than 0 or account revenue greater than this amount, it's going to fire the error. I know that there is no company with more than $20 billion. Okay, that is the reason I gave this example. I even give the upper bound also. The lower bound, if account revenue is less than 0, that's one condition. If account revenue is greater than 2, it's also one condition. Okay, if any one of the condition is true, then this will be fired. You want to try that? Just come back here, click on edit, account number. I will give the negative value. I need to fire the, where is the revenue field? It's here, minus 20. The account has less revenue because no company will have minus revenues. Every company will have positive revenue, means total sales. I want to show some error on this account revenue. Now see, go down. Account revenue should be greater than 0 or less than $200 billion. Okay, it's a currency field. It's a you are going to accept only positive values. Okay, less than zero only it's going to fire. If I'm giving as this value, it will save properly. The validation tool, what you were seeing with the or loop, the first logic will tell if I count less than zero, I give minus 23 232 440, something like that. That is satisfying the first condition. It will obviously be resulting true. If any one of the condition is true, the or loop will become true and the logic will be fired. The rule will be fired. Same way, if I am giving some positive value between this range 0 to some $200 billion, it will consider that as a running criteria and it will save the data. It's a perfect condition and you are not going to show any error. And again, if your revenue is more than $200 billion, obviously there's one more error because no company have that. That's one other validation rule. That's how it works. Now, are you good in validation rules? And I just want to share you why are we using validation rules and a simple basic example. And I want you guys to try more and more examples by thinking on your own scenarios. Okay, if you still want more examples, I do have one more scenario on industry field comparing some other value. If the industry is selected, you must enter a revenue value. The type of validation rules also have built. I do have some recording for that. I'll share that to you. Have you got why are we using validation rules? If yes, let's move on to the another topic, that is workflow rules. Any questions on validation rules? Can I move ahead? I'll share you some examples on validation rules. You guys can try that.
Can we show if then statements, please?
Please tell them again.
Can we show if statements?
If statements. Yes. For suppose there are some of the validation rules where if you want to compare some logic, if the value is if the city equal to San Francisco, you want to run some different logic. If that is the case, yes, I can use the if logics also in the validation rules. I can show that to you. It's here, this function. So first of all, the logic you have to give in the first condition, and after comma, the second, if the logic is true, this will be executed. Otherwise, the next value will be executed. Okay, I will click on the help on this function to see the help. I can see the syntax here. There are three values inside the if loop. The first is the condition. The second is the second value is the the second statement is the true condition execution. The third statement is false condition execution. Okay, see logic, if this is true, this will be executed. If this is false, this will be executed. Okay, so finally, see, if in this if statement I am checking payment due date less than today, comma, payment status is unpaid. If any one of this condition is true, sorry, if any one of the condition is false, this will be executed. If both these things are true, then payment overdue. If you want to tell particular value as payment overdue, you have to check two values. This should be true and this should be true. Then done logic will become true. If this is true, you are going to execute the payment overdue. I am returning this value. If it is false, I am returning null value. This is how you can use for loop. And if you see here, this is a simple if example, like if case, if else, like that. Okay, if user.city equal to napa, okay, this is the value. Else this will be executed. Okay, the one more if logic will be executed. This is the if condition. This all comes into else. If it is not napa, this will be executed. If it is passive variables, this will be resulted. For suppose if you want to show different taxes based on different cities or states, I can use this type of if loop. Okay, if it is again, if it is napa, this is the tax. Otherwise it will search one more city value. If there is passive variables, this is the tax. Otherwise it will go to Shutter Creek. If it is Shutter Creek, it will show this tax amount. Else, because if it is true, it directly returns this value, means 0.0750. If it is napa, if it is Los Olivos, it returns 0.0750 as the amount. And finally, if it is Livermore, if it returns this, otherwise it returns null. If you are trying to enter, if user city is other than these five values, it returns null value. If it is any of these values, it returns the appropriate value which is specified next to that. Okay, these are custom examples on the if loop. And yes, there's a lot of help you can see on the help on this page and help on this function also. This help on this page will show you all the help on the total formula fields. Anyway, okay, whenever you are exploring any new options, or even if you are trying out the options which I have explained in the class, if you got some blocker, if you are blocked on something, just click on help on this page and you can know more about that in detail with this Salesforce standard help. Okay, you can access a lot of documentation, and it also explains a lot of parameters and examples also. Okay, I want you guys to try this. Okay, same way there is some more functions on case also. This is for putting logics if loop. These are all basic functions to tell whether this is a blank value or it's changed value or it's a number value, like that. And I will show you one more. There are a lot of math functions also, like square root, round, floor, seal. Floor value will get, if you are passing 3.5, the floor value of 3.5 is 3. The seal value of 3.5 is 4. You can get the date functions also, get the year, get the today's date. You can use regular expressions to parse the string values, text value, a lot of things. Okay, this is a complex. You can build complex validation rules with regular expressions. And I was talking about case. What is case? Expression, value result. You can, for suppose if that is, if x is, if the value is this, show this result. Else, if this is the value, show this result. You know the case loop, right? Case 1, case 2, case 3, case 4. I can show different results and written different values. The type of scenario is this. You can click on help on this function to see the proper help on case function. See, if lost, if the month is 1, return January. If month is 2, return February. Okay, if you actually, this is the value generally stored in the backend. I want to show the actual string value of that month. This is the case function I am trying to use. If there is no value, I am showing none. Otherwise, if it is 1, show this. 2, show this. 3, show this. 4, show this. Okay, that's how I use that. And see this complete formula operations and functions will tell you, it explains all the functions, not only about the um, case. I want you to use this link. I'll message you on chat. Just keep this link with you and try this, all the functions. Okay, this is really simple. That's the reason I'm not explaining you. There are a lot more features to explain. Okay, you guys can follow these functions. Just walk through all these functions, and you can use this whenever you need that. And I also want you to try some of the basic examples on your own by putting some by thinking on your own scenarios. Okay, good. Can I move ahead to the workflow rules now? And I generally want to start the topic, and I will finish some of the basic things. Okay, what all we can do. Before going to the workflow rules, I will talk about communication templates. What are they? The communication templates you can see in administer, in administration. You can see here, expand this. Why are this important? What are communication templates? These are useful to notify your users, customers, partners about some things happened. Okay, if you want to send a message to your customer saying, hey, you were so you can get some additional discount if you buy a product within a week. If you want to send this message to them automatically, you have to use communication templates. How we are going to send this message? You are going to send by emails, right? Especially you generally do email marketing. Okay, for that you use email templates. Communication templates are email templates only. First of all, again, email templates need some letterheads. What is a letterhead? It's like a page where you have um, some logo, header, footer on the top. Okay, the letterhead will define you the footer, means the sorry, header and footer with some logo on the top and addresses fields like that. You can create letterhead for your company, multiple letterheads for sales, marketing, and stuff. Generally, letterhead is common for a company. I can show you how to create the letterheads now. Create a new letterhead by clicking on new. You can simply you have to click on this button. You have to click to make this available for use. If you are not checking this, people cannot use this letterhead. And label is, I'm giving it as Sage Infotech. If this is a company I want to show, generally I can create a number of letterheads. For HR people, for a letterhead, I can say like HR letterhead. Okay, and I click on save. Once the letterhead is created, it generally asks you to configure that. Some background color. The background color of this, I generally am giving it as red color like that. So you can follow your company branding. Okay, and I can edit the header properties also by setting some color for that, by setting the alignment left or right or top, horizontal alignment and vertical alignment, where you want to place the logo. All these things will be defined with this alignment. And the background color, yes, I can select any color like this, and I can control the height also by putting the pixel values here. I'm not modifying it. This is the header, and I can insert a logo, select a logo, and I can insert the logo from the documents. For suppose if I want to use ERM, okay, no, not this, remove logo. I'm selecting one more logo. I am using EJ2Tech logo. Yeah, now this is the logo which I am trying to edit on the letterhead. So currently the branding is not really bad. I can go in a really better way with proper colors. Okay, and I can also select the line. There is a dividing line between the header and the body. I can also put some size, pixel strength, and also I can also put the color for that. And I can also set the body color also. body color of this letterhead I can generally keep in white, that's fine. And I can also control the edit mid line between the footer and the body, and I can control that line with this by clicking on this. Yes, I can control the pixels height and also the size line color also. Later on I can also control the footer properties by setting the color, alignment, horizontal, vertical alignment, and for suppose vertical alignment is middle, horizontal also is also middle, center, and I will give as OK, and I will select the logo, that is footer, ERM footer. Click on this. Now you can see the things in the center. I haven't made this as center. If I made the center on the horizontal, vertical alignment, horizontal alignment, it's obviously placed in the center. This logo will be placed in the center. Same way I can also put the color for bottom line, and I will save this. I will click on preview to check the preview on the new page. It looks in a HTML preview directly on the browser. It looks like this. You're going to send email with this template. So you might receive some emails from some good companies, okay, these days, with proper HTML format, with logos and proper fonts also, with good fonts. These are HTML emails, okay. So what does text emails? When I'm sending an email to you, it's a text email. It's simply text. There is no images, there is no properties like this. There is no formatted letterhead like that. These days, most email marketing tools will use this letterheads. Salesforce is generally helpful to send transactional messages, not like bulk emails like that. Bulk emails will generally be created by marketing automation tools like Marketo, Constant Contact, Eloqua, and even MailChimp. All these people will is helpful to send mass emails at once. Why am I creating these communication templates in the system? To send emails on transactions. For suppose a lead is registered in the system, you are sending a automated message saying thanks for submitting your lead in our thanks for submitting your lead. We'll reach out to you as soon as possible. You're going to send this message only when a lead is inserted. After immediately when the lead is inserted into the system, you are sending this message to that user. That is called transactional messages. You are not sending in bulk to users, okay. For suppose when a case is registered in the system, you want to send a message to him to confirm that a case is created in the system. You are sending a message that will help you to you're notifying the user, so the customer will be happy after seeing that. He thinks hey, case is registered and he can work on his things, okay. Let's see, first of all, before creating email templates, why I'm asking you to create is there are four type of email templates you can create. One is text templates. See, when I click on new, text templates, HTML letterheads, HTML template using letterhead, HTML letterhead that is called custom without using letterhead, and visual force template. So most of the times it's really easy to use the second option. It's really good and easy to use. Text template is simple template. When you are creating HTML template or custom without using letterhead or visual force templates, you can also automatically get the text templates for with the content what you have provided there. What happens is sometimes when you are creating HTML template, it automatically creates two copies. One is HTML copy and another is text copy. From the content what you are providing in HTML, it automatically removes all the HTML tags and it will create the HTML only text template. Okay, I'll create text template first of all. It's a dummy template on the I want to store this in a folder called unfiled public email templates. There are different folders I can create for marketing emails, for sales emails, for call center emails. I can get different folders. And for suppose if you're developing a new email templates, you can store that in unfiled public templates. When you store in this, it's easy to move the templates from one folder to another folder. It's called like all the new developments will be stored in this unfiled public templates. I'm making it available to use. The template name is contact notification. For contacts, I'm sending this nickname, and the encoding is this, the format, file format. For suppose if you're sending to the Chinese users, yes, I can select the Chinese format because you were sending the Chinese content here, right? But currently I'm sending the US English format. That is the reason I'm selecting general US and Western Europe format. And description, I can give something, but it's not required. It's useful for developers to know why we are using this template. I can define it here in the description. And subject, contact notification. So yeah, generally you should give proper templates like congratulations or thanks for registering your contact, like that. And I can put hi, contact, congratulations. Okay, congratulations, your contact is created. Okay. Hi. See, when I'm trying to send emails, so you're getting emails from the bank saying, hey, hi Venkat, directly. They generally use your first name also, and they properly tell your address, billing address, and your amount also in your emails. You're dynamically populating the values, proper data from the system, dynamic data. For that, you have to use merge fields. What are merge fields? These are useful for inserting the values into your email templates. Here are the available merge fields. Currently, I'm building a template for contact, right? That's called contact notifications. Congratulations, your contact is created. That's the subject. And I want to thank him or congratulate him for creating the contact in the Salesforce system. Hi, hi, first name, last name. Okay. Contact fields. Select the field. Contact first name. This is the merge field value. Copy this merge field and paste here. Now this is called dynamic merge field, and it will automatically print the dynamic values from the contact record. Hi first name, comma, last name. If you want to do that last name also, I can do that. Last name. This is the value for that merge field value. It's common, okay? It's simple, okay? A curly brackets exclamation mark, object name dot field name is the merge field value. Same thing you can even you use in Visual Force language also, the same type of merge fields. Okay, or else I can use a contact is created, your details. Okay, your details. I can give like this. I can give. I can name like this. Name. Name is like that. I can give like this. First name is this. Last name is like that. I can give. I don't have time, but I will create some simple data. And company. I can get the value of the company from here. Sorry, I don't have company in the zip code. Let's say address. Company is available in the lead object, not in the contact object. Click on this. Mailing address. That's it I want to do. Okay. Click on and I finally I will put thanks business team. I can put anything. Okay. It depends on your signature. And I want to click on save. Now a template is created. I want to copy this. Okay. And I will create one more template immediately in the next template. Opening new tab. I'm clicking on new template. Again, same template I want to create. I want to use the same content. Now I want to create a HTML template. Selecting the second option, I'm clicking on next. Okay, and I want to store in unfiled public templates only. I want to keep this available for all to use it. And the template name is contact notifications HTML. Okay, I want to name this as HTML. Oh, I'm sorry. HTML with letterhead. Okay, with letterhead. Okay, this is the email template name. Automatically it creates the unique template name also, contact underscore notifications underscore HTML underscore with underscore letterhead. Okay, and the letterhead which I want to use. I don't have letterhead in the previous template when I'm creating it. I have letterhead here. I want to use the new letterhead which I created, that is um, HR letterhead. This is what I created. I have selected that. Remember, right? And email layout. Again, when you are creating HTML email templates, there are different type of layouts. If you want to know about email layouts, click on this. Apart from layout, sorry, apart from letterhead, there are layouts. Okay, for suppose if you don't want to insert any special layouts, simply if you want to use letterhead, inside that letterhead you want to put some static text or like some dynamic text or some free form letter, use this. For suppose if you want to use formal letter which is having some separate small section formal letter on the top, a formal section small section on the top, a big paragraph in the center, and again small details about the send about the pricing, use formal letter like this. Promotional letter is this. If you are sending some promotion about your product or some event, and if you want to know about the event venue, all this stuff, promotion details or offers, you can send this type of, select this type of layout. And promotion left layout, this is promotional right left. And finally new newsletter. If you want to send some news about your company, you can select some news, important news, 1 2 3 4 news sections like that. And finally if you want to select products, tell about your customers about the products what you have, product logo description like that, you can select some layout. For suppose in the current scenario I want to use this. Okay, I want to use this, select this layout, the complex one. Okay, I want to use products layout which have different icon section and description section, and there are multiple things in that layout. Now it's already having a letterhead which is having some logo and footer with some different colors which I created just before 10 minutes in this letterhead option, that's already available. I configured here. Inside the body I'm adding the products layout, that's fine, and I can give some description also, and I can click on next. See, now you have different things. I will write the um contacts, contacts, no, product marketing for contacts. Okay, for products marketing for contacts, P1, P2. I can even insert logo also. See, I can click on image and I can insert some logos also, but I am not doing that. P3, P4, and also I can insert some content about this logo, benefits, features of this product also, like this. I can insert some logo here, here, like that. I show different logos here. I'm showing sample images. If you want to add custom images, yes, you can upload the data into your documents. Okay, and you can use that documents here. Okay, and I can click on save. Sorry, I can also dynamically print the values. Okay, these are called merge fields. I can select a field. I can show even same way how I added there. Contact email, like this. I can say hi Venkat. I can dynamically show like that, and I can print the value. I can't do it here because this is the header of the letterhead. This is the footer of the letterhead. This is simply product email. I can't even put down the name also here. I can say I can put down the name here. First name. I'm the subject only. I'm passing product marketing for contacts. Contact name. I'm clicking on next. This is the HTML template with letterhead, and see, it's asking me to create a text template also, because hey, for suppose if the end user who is receiving this email, HTML email with letterhead, if you don't have ability to view the HTML emails, you can still access text emails, because some of the email servers won't. I mean, some of the email browsers or email tools don't allow HTML or complex things. In that cases, if you want to send HTML for that people, yes, it automatically send HTML version. If that is not supported, it shows text email template for them. See, copy text from the HTML version. See, warning: all the existing text version content will be overwritten. Okay, because if you have done something here, it will be overwritten. I know that. Click on OK. See, this is what I am trying to show here. P1 its value. All the images what I am trying to print, it's not shown. So P1, P2, P3, P4. This is the demo text which I kept there. I can put in the new tab. I will, because only the text is displayed here. P1 product name, product text, features, product 2 features, product 3 features, like this. And I can even say thanks manufacturing team, like that. I can put some signature like that. Product team, product development team. I'm clicking on save. With this, you have generated, when I'm creating HTML template with letterhead, I'm creating both HTML template as well as text template also. See, now you can see the preview of HTML template like this, and even the plain text template also. If you want to attach a static attachment file, I can attach here, so that every mail every mail going with this template, which which you are using with this, will automatically be sent with this attachment. For suppose if you want to attach some static attachment, yes, I can do the. I can attach your company profile and you can send that. I can also attach your products features document and I can send that. So who are all using this particular email template will also send this attachment also automatically with that. Okay. And the other two options, I have to create the third option, custom with HTML letterhead with HTML programming language, which takes a lot of time to create that. Still, I have some recording video for that. I did in my previous class, and I did for my company also some of the HTML templates, custom templates without letterhead. That is this available to you. Same way, I have to select it. In this option, you are not going to select even the letterhead or even the layout also. Simply, you are giving the name. That's it. Click on next. See, click on next. Now you have option to write your HTML code. You have to write HTML body here. Means with HTML tags, you can use CSS tags also for styling, and you can write that. And you can also use the merge fields also. In between, if you want to print the dynamic data, yes, you use the merge fields for that. Not only from the contact object, you can also get the details from other objects also. See, when you are building templates for training object, create use training merge fields. Got it? I'm not creating this now. I have some example recording. I'll show that to you. And mail mesh templates also, you can only build these templates only after going through after finishing your, sorry, what is mail mesh templates? So for suppose if you want to dynamically generate an offer letter, you can do with mail mesh templates. For suppose a Wattpad file or text Wattpad file you want to generate, Wattpad file with your offer letter, where for suppose if a big company want to hire many people, they hide around 400 people. They can't create offer letters manually for 400 people and send them. They can use mail match templates, which automatically send a document also, not only the email. In the previous scenario, when I'm attaching some file, you are going to attach the static attachment to all the people, send the static attachment to all the people. But with mail match templates, you can also send the dynamic attachment to different people. For suppose for send, if I'm sending off letter to Spurti, I can say, "Hi Spurti." So means I can say this this off letter this off letter is issued to Spurti of this something address and this full name. So please approve this. If you okay like that, the email complete off letter will show your details and the terms of company, and you have to give the signature at the end of the document, and you have to send back a attachment to our company. So you can automatically generate the off letters with the dynamic content. Means in this case you are doing the attachments also dynamically. For that you have to create that. You have to create the templates with Microsoft Word document. I can do that. Okay. I'll share you the sample document how to create that. Okay. That's it for now. The email templates which I use, the text template and HTML template, is useful for our workflow rules. That's I created. The two templates I created now. I can use that. Okay. I will introduce the workflow rules concept, but I don't want to explain it today because I already explained a lot. Today's class. Let's go to create. First of all, let's go to setup. Click on this. You can see the screen. Expand create. Inside create section, you can see the workflow rules and approval process. Workflows and approvals. If you expand it, you can see the workflow rules. If you click on it for the first time, you can see what all you can do with workflow rules. As I currently means done many things, I'm not showing the help screen here. Let's go from Srinivas login. Yeah, I'm expanding create, going to workflow rules, click on workflow rules. See, this is the workflow rules. This is the called help screen. Whenever you're using the feature for the first time, it shows the screen. When you are done, if you are getting bored, whenever you're trying to open, you show always the screen. You have to click on continue to go to the next screen. Okay. If you have run, if you have read this complete page, you can click on this and you can click on continue. Next time you don't see this message. That is the reason I opened this different org to show this. Workflow rules is useful to automate four type of actions. So why is automation required? So Salesforce will help you to reduce the time of the employees. For suppose if you want to send out some birthday uh, message to some of your contacts, your system will automatically do for that. If you show the birthday information contacts object, you can automatically write a workflow rule and create an action called email alert, which will send an email to all the contacts on their birthdays, thanking him and sending some gift card to them. That's how you can configure. For suppose if you want to send some tasks to some to your subordinates or employees, these workflow rules can automatically create some tasks also. For suppose if a lead is assigned in Hyderabad region, it automatically be assigned to a sales rep in Hyderabad city, and you can automatically generate a task also, asking the user to finish that lead, to work on that lead by this Friday. That's called task. Task is an assignment I can automatically assign on some criteria. Okay. And I can also send emails on some transactions. When a record is created or updated, okay, I can send some emails also. When a lead is created, I can send an email saying, thanks for inserting the lead. Our sales team will contact you as soon as possible. That type of message I can send that with email alerts. For this only, for this email alert actions only, I created this communication templates. I'm going to link this email actions with this communication templates to send a proper template to the users. I can do four actions. First of all, tasks, email alerts, field updates, and outbound messages. Task means assigning a work to a user or a role or a record owner. Email alerts means sending email to one or more recipients, CCing some administrators, CCing some managers. I can do that dynamically. Okay. And field updates, I can do it for suppose if a case is registered on 12th of April, if no one is working on that case for 5 days, you want to escalate that case to the higher level team, and also you want to change the priority of that case from low to high, means no one is working on that case, you are making that automatically high priority. With field updates, you can do that updates, escalating to the issue or changing the priority or changing the status automatically. That type of things you can do with field updates. And what are outbound messages? You can send some message, secure API message in XML format to the third party system. For suppose account record is created in the system, if you want to share the data to other system like Siebel system or SAP system, yes, you can do that with outbound messages. You have to give the endpoint of that third party system, and you're going to send this message in a secure way in a XML format to that endpoint. And you have option to control what data you want to send, what fields data you want to send also from for that object. That all you have you can configure in outbound messages also. So first of all, when you are creating a workflow rule, you have to give the basic criteria. When you want to fire that rule, you prepare that criteria, you configure it. Later on, what actions you want to do, just add that. Four type of actions I can do, and I can do one more special things. For suppose, if a if a if a case record is created after 5 days, I want to escalate the case. That operation I am doing after 5 days means after some time I am doing some action, means I can use time based workflow rules also, time dependent actions also. Okay, I can do all these actions on time, based on time also. After 5 days, after 1 month, I can send email. After 60 days also, I can send one more email alert called resending email if a customer is haven't checked that email. The type of things I can do with time based actions. Okay, immediate actions are actions which are immediately occurred. Time based actions will occur after some time. You can even send before or after also. Okay, click on continue, and you can see the option to create a new workflow rule. But I will do this option in the tomorrow's class. Do you guys have any questions? I want to answer your questions for the next 10 minutes. Okay, any questions? So in today's class we discussed about validation rules. First of all, how to validate the data, how what type of validations you can do, and some of the functions in formula fields. Again, formula fields are really important to put some criterias also in sharing rules, on views, okay, and many things. Okay, so I want you guys to try all the formula functions one by one, at least. Even though if you are not trying on your own requirements, just look into the syntax of that and know how to use them. Okay, and I will share you some examples on the important standard objects like accounts, contacts, and opportunities. You can try that on your instance also, developer sandbox, developer instance. Okay, after that we discussed about communication templates, how to create them, text templates, HTML with letterhead, how to create letterheads, and custom HTML. I will share the recordings to you. And email, even there is one more type of template called Visual Force template. You can only go through that concept only after finishing the Visual Force programming. There are some special tags for building Visual Force email templates. Okay,
Quick question. Which one would you prefer to use, HTML or text?
text templates are not recommended because most enterprises will generally uses HTML templates. See, if I'm sending an email like this, see, there's a lot of difference. So let's go to some promotional emails. So all the promotions they use, they stopped using text templates. I'll show that to you. They stopped using text templates long back. They use HTML templates. See, this is a HTML template. This is a logo. This is a for text with some properties. CSS. This text is having some properties. This is the image. This is something like a product layout, right? Product details and even some pricing of that. I can do like this. Okay, they might be using some different email messaging tool. So these emails are coming into spam, into promotions, because they are doing bulk emails. But if I am doing transactional emails, I generally get that emails to my inbox. For suppose I have built a I built some custom HTML template for my trainings. I'll show that to you how it looks like. let's say inbox. See, click on this. Whenever someone registers for a training, this is the email coming from Salesforce dynamically. I'm not creating this. It automatically sends as me, but I am not sending that because it generally uses the current organization's admin, whoever is sending that role, that person's from address, email address, and it's sending to Sahiti. Okay, and it's CC to means I am dynamically means um all the emails are CC to the trainer. I am the trainer here. I am the person who is sending also. This is my professional email. This is my training email address, and this is sent by Salesforce, mailed by C ap1.bnc salesforce.com. So this is the template, HTML template with the logo and uh, and some dynamic content. This is see all these images are dynamically getting from the Salesforce instance. Okay, and this logo is static anyway, and this photo is also coming dynamically. And you can see, hi Sahiti. I'm sending to Sahiti. Her first name is Sahiti. That is the reason you can see greeting Sahiti. You are registered for Salesforce.com training. TriSync is the employer for her. TriSync is your employer. I'm dynamically printing all this data with merge fields. In this current example, Mo Mohammed Rahman, first name is Yamvo. Greeting Yamvo. You are registered for Salesforce.com training. So I no need to send this email for each and every person. My system will automatically do that whenever I'm creating a record in my system. Whenever I'm creating a new participant in my Salesforce system, I use Salesforce, and also this is the static attachment which is about the course content of the training, which is statically added to this email template, so that whenever I'm sending this is also sent to all the people the same template. This is not the mail merge template. If I'm using mail merge, I can directly dynamically add some content to this also for a specific user. Okay, this is the email template for registration, and I have one more email template for Salesforce training offerings for the companies. For suppose she's the employer, Raman. Okay, Ramam. So from Venkat, I'm sending to this, and this is the trainer, and this is sent by Salesforce only. This email says, "Hey, greetings." Her name, first name, last name. We are a Salesforce ISV partners offering trainings. This type of email I'm sending to her. That is the reason she registered uh, for the Salesforce.com training, and she shared the candidates participants to me for Salesforce.com training. Okay, this is the email directly means dynamically generated by me. Our details are here, and also this email is sent by Salesforce with email templates and workflow rules. This is a custom email template. If you click on inspect element or view source, you can see a lot of HTML code about this email template. See, I mean some of the code is coming from Gmail, but still there is a lot of code for this. I will show that to you. I will show this instance only directly my production instance, where I'm using this all these email templates for sending emails to participants and even employers. This is having more than 600 lines of code because it's completely built with HTML tags and CSS. Okay, I may I might not have that much flexibility in creating HTML templates with letterhead also. Letterhead means a static thing. I have a specific shooter. I can't control it like as much I want with custom HTML template. If you are a programmer, I recommend you guys to use HTML without letterhead. That is custom HTML templates. And again, if you have less time, I can say it's really better to use the HTML template with letterhead. You can easily build that template within 10 minutes, and you can automatically automate that to your object within 5 more minutes. Okay, that's it, guys. Any more questions? In the next class, I will show this automation, what I have done, what workflow rule and what object I have done this. On the training object, I am sending to employer. Sorry, on the contact object, I am sending to employer. On the participants object, I am sending to the participants about the training, registration and stuff. You got it? One special thing with Salesforce is you're going to learn end-to-end process of all the business companies. Okay, you're going to do a lot of automation. You're going to do a lot of sales stuff, marketing stuff, supporting stuff. You will be knowing a lot of things. Hey, how support centers will work, how sales companies will work, because you are configuring the apps for them. You know very much better than them. Before building that, you have to know about that business and how they work. Okay, once you are done with two or three projects, you will know end-to-end life cycle of all the companies, how they work, how they market, how they sell, how they support, and how they even do some uh, automations and stuff. Okay, I want to close the call for today. Thanks for joining, guys. Any questions? So let's meet in tomorrow's call again at 9 p.m. And I want to know your feedback on the timings. Are you guys okay with this timing? 9 to 10:30 is the general time. Okay. Today class I extended some more time, but two other people I did this class from 8 p.m. CST. It's 3 hours class. Um, I don't know how they are feeling. Okay.
I was actually wondering,
So then for tomorrow,
could
we
you
would
do
be
it for
from 8
earlier?
o'clock.
Yes, we can meet. If you have any questions, we can meet at 8 p.m. Let's let's talk on. I'll create a separate group for quick chat about the session times. Okay,
Okay,
Arham, we talk on email
sounds good.
or even get some WhatsApp group for the timings. But
And
the
then Venkat,
general,
will our class still start at 8 o'clock tomorrow?
yeah, let's talk about that. Okay,
Okay, sounds good.
and yes, the regular class will be starting from 9 p.m. Central Time because some people are in Pacific Time, right, and few people are in EST. So this is the common time I found, which is really good for all the people. 10 p.m. EST, 9 p.m. Central Time, 7 p.m. Pacific Time. This time is common. Are you guys okay for that?
Yes.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Close this. Bye.